Good morning, traders. Welcome to Beyond Profile. Today is Monday, March 28th, and we are into the last week here of March, and we have to be aware of the old end of quarter window dressing scheme. All right, make sure that you don't get caught up in that this week and think that the markets may be breaking down and they're holding up because of window dressing, and they have a tendency to buy stuff to make sure that they got those goods in their bags to show on the worksheets that they actually do have some of these issues in their holdings. I was just looking at the S&P here as we approach this 15. You can see here's a naked point of control 15 and these 18s here. We need to really stay below those levels in order for us to auction back down. I've got 1303.50s, and there's this divot here at the 98 level, and then we had, of course, the monthly that was developing out at the 1293.50 area in the S&P. That would act like almost a shelf, if you will. Coming back into that. So my thought to this morning is there's not much range in the overnight. If we can in fact hold back underneath these levels, we would look for the sell back down, again, and play back into these like 03s to 5s, and then if it broke that, back down to 1293s. If we get top side of it, there's not really too much to stop us other than everybody would be looking at these prior pivot highs here at 1327 area, 2527 area, and then of course over that, what do we have? We've got the year's highs. So this is very close still, though, even on this wedge formation. If we were to take and extend some of these trend lines over to the left here, I know those highs don't really hit close here, and again, we didn't get up over them. We're not over them in the pre-market, and if there's any sort of a probe here and there's no follow through, all it will be is a probe, and there's no follow through, and that will be our execution to get on, like I said, on the short side is what I'd like to see this morning in order for us to play that back down. Rotate it 1305s, and if it broke that level, then come to the whole number, obviously 1297, 1300s. This is going to be the monthly point of control, which is going to be tough to break, and again, I don't think we break it before the end of the week here, or I should say the end of the month. The one thing that we do note, though, is that value, as far as it's concerned, did make a slight shift lower this month over the February value area. If you look at the two profiles here side by side, remember the red section represents where 70% of the trade has occurred, and that's where you've got the majority of value for the month of February. And then, of course, March is a little bit wider, but the value area high is slightly lower than that low, and the low is lower. Clearly, the point of control is lower at 1293.75, where this one was up in this area at 1213 area. So clearly, the shift in value month over month from February to March, I still think we see these levels tested, especially if this area up in here, we can't bust through it. These 18s, and there's not going to be any follow through. We're going to auction back down and take out this last tail here at 1242s and head to 12 and a quarter. All right. So we've got to be aware of that. Don't get caught up too much. Like I said, this is kind of the threshold area, if you will. If it tries to get back up over this 18 level and it holds, then that kind of opens up the door for more topside and kind of cross off the short-term downward momentum, if you will, or pressure. And again, it seems like all bad news is being bought. There's nothing in the market that really, if we do push lower, it's always being accumulated, and we bounce. I mean, look at the volume even on this move from a couple weeks ago when we went down to the 1242s. Look at the distribution over here of the volume, and there is no volume. I mean, it was light volume down in here. We have a little bit of pickup in pocket 68s. Then, of course, it didn't really kick in until we got back to 68 to 90 areas where the big volume started to build again, and now that's building out for the monthly point of control. So that's again significant for the S&P. Gold and silver on some really nice pullbacks this morning. Also, that's going to be something to watch. 14 to 1410 on the gold. Looking at that as a buying opportunity. 3650 area for the silver. I think both of these. I like the silver a little bit better for new highs here in the next few days or so, which would be take us up over 38s. So 38s on the silver market. We're going to watch for some trades in that this week. All right. Okay, folks. We'll see you in the room. Have a good trading day, and thanks for viewing this video this morning.